Are you thinking about living alone? Are you excited about the freedom, the peace? You know, finally just having your little space that you can decorate, your little cocoon that you can run to when your social battery runs off? I know that feeling. But here's the thing. Living alone nowadays is so romanticized online that we rarely just see someone telling us the hard truth about it. And I am here today to tell you what I wish someone would have told me when I started living alone 6 years ago when I was 17. It's not just about decorating your place and paying your rent. It's about self-growth, it's about healing, and it's about facing unexpected challenges that can either make you or break you. So if you're living alone or you're about to live alone, you're hesitating if you want to live alone or not, or you're just curious, this video may help you and I hope you enjoy. I'm in a new frame, as you notice. I'm sorry guys for this little inconvenience. Anyway, let's move on. So, you got your keys to your new place, your new apartment, your new studio, and you start the experience. And that's when self-love comes in. And as the biggest advocate of self-love that I am, I can't help but talk to you guys about this most important aspect that comes with living alone, which is self-love and self-discovery. You cannot live with someone that you don't love. So that includes you. This is the experience when there is no one to distract you from you. Literally, you are your main focus. You decorate your space, everyone leaves, that helps you with the moving. You spend the first night in by yourself, then you go to school, you go to work, you come back to yourself, and you start paying attention and you start realizing the way you act. You start paying attention to your emotions. You start paying attention to the way you think, to the way you feel, to the way you eat. Like literally, it could be as simple as this. When you literally eat by yourself a lot of time, you would, oh, I eat fast, I eat slow, I eat loud. And this makes you discover literally things that you would have never had the experience to do. And you know, when you keep discovering those little things about yourself, deep or not, you know, it could be that example that I gave you about the way you eat, as it could be the way you react to any external, I don't know, thing, you know, a message from your ex, your friends are going out without you, that would make you angry or happy without anyone's watching. How would you react to that? It comes to the part when you just have to love this part about yourself. And when I say love yourself, by that, you saw yourself naked. And I can't help but talk to this with my friends a lot. And I mean, when someone is really close to you or your partner, you just see each other naked. Naked, I say naked from any fake masks that you put on, fake faces, fake emotions. So you have to see yourself like that. Maybe you're having a rough day, or you go to work, you just don't want to talk about it, and you put a little face mask that day where you're just like, I'm okay, I'm happy, you know, I don't want to talk to anyone. But when you come back to yourself, you feel safe. It's a safe place when you take that mask and you look at yourself and you're like, I'm sad. Oh, I felt frustrated. Maybe today I feel jealous. So basically you start seeing yourself in raw emotions, in the raw state of your being. And that is accepting that. When you accept to show that to yourself, when you no longer act or fake those emotions, start feeling comfortable, when you start being home to yourself, when you're literally having a bad day, you can use that living alone to your advantage to love yourself. Okay, I'm gonna do a face mask today. Or maybe I'm just gonna have a good crying nap about it. So those things are self-love acts that living alone allowed you to do that. I'm not saying that without living alone you would not love yourself, but I'm saying living alone helps you love yourself, because you would not love someone that you don't know. And basically being with that person for a long time, without cameras, without the other eyes seeing you, without the standards, without the society noises and stereotypes, makes you know them. So yes, living with myself for 6 years has taught me how to learn my emotions a little bit more. So instead of running away from my emotions, I run to myself to fix and to accept my emotions. It did actually force me to become my own best friend, because I always say this, at the first moment you only have yourself at the first moment of any reaction. It happened to me quickly. I go in and check with myself first, and then when I need a little bit more support, then I go on and ask my friends or anything. But deep inside, this teaches me that I am here for me, whatever it is and whatever it takes. I will be there for me no matter what. And that's the most precious, powerful thing that living with yourself can give you, is self-awareness and self-love. I just feel like if you cannot live with yourself even for like a month or two, if you cannot just accept yourself for those moments, how can you accept others? How can you even love other people if you don't love yourself? How? I want to know, teach me. I think this experience of living alone and self is the fastest way to know yourself, love yourself, grow with yourself, and reach anything. And then when you reach that level of knowing yourself, loving yourself, and one certain level of growth, then I feel that this is maybe when you can allow other people to go in your personal space, live with other people, live with a partner. Section 2 is about adulting, and that includes the paperwork, cleaning, cooking for yourself, bills, shopping, doing the laundry, doing the non-fun stuff that when we are younger or maybe living with our parents, those things are done for us. So we didn't know that we're supposed to do them. Especially when you are born the princess that you are, no one really tells you they have to do all those paperwork and pay them those taxes and those bills. But yeah, you gotta do that. You don't really realize when, but suddenly you feel like everything is on you. Organizing your life, paying those bills, paying those taxes, all of that. I want you to know that it is normal, it is human, that this will overwhelm you. You will have some panic attacks. I hope not for you, but you might, and this is normal. You will feel frustrated. You will worry a lot. You will stress about stuff, which is really crazy. But that's okay. You know why? Because I did the same. And I felt the same. And they felt the same. The people that done it before. And the people that will do it after. So you are no different. You have to know that those tasks, they're not really hard. They are uncomfortable. There are things that you were not used to do, or you were not taught how to do it in the simplest way possible. And they might be complicated things, but they will get easier. You know, paying taxes, especially if you live abroad, maybe going doing your paperwork about how to stay abroad and everything. This is no fun business, but you get stronger, you get wiser. As your parents did before, they learned it before you, and that's what you will do. So in this section, there's two things that I advise you to do. First of all, I won't say don't panic, but I would say anytime you're frustrated and you feel like, oh, this is the worst nightmare ever and I'm not gonna get out of this, you will. Because I did. And they did. And you will do as well. Even better. Calm yourself. Take a deep breath and know that if there is a solution for that thing, you will find it and you will do it. And if there is no solution for that thing, oh my friend, let it go. This is the lesson you will have to learn by yourself, but I just told you. Let it go. You have to let go of so many things along the way, and so are the things that you can't control. Just let them go. You can't control them anyway, so it's logically just let them go. The advice number 2 that I can give you about this is create routines. An example, you don't find time to prepare your food at the week. I would say you have a day off on Sunday, just use it to do meal prepping. At least prep all your lunches or all your dinners, so only you have to cook once a day. Keeping your space organized and your tasks organized. That would help you a lot with keeping your mind organized. And a tip about that is that would be like a 10 minutes every day or 20 minutes every day cleaning marathon. Put on a YouTube video. You could be putting this video right now and just cleaning speed 20 minutes. Try to multitask sometimes, you know. Or you're listening to a book or a podcast, you can fold your clothes. Set in some bill reminders or some important dates that you have or deadlines in your studies so that you don't fall behind and you don't stress over. Just take it slowly, because honestly there is a sense of pride that you would earn just knowing that you can handle your life on your own. So now let's talk money. Living alone forces you to get serious about your money and about your finances. And here I am giving you a little bit of my advice. And of course, I am no financial advisor. I just thought of saying this because everyone says that when they say something about finance. I don't want no one suing me. There's two types of people when they start their journey of living alone. There's people who are, having either their parents help them with their money, either they have scholarship or other people that provides for them and they live alone. And there's people who are completely on their own. They have their jobs or they study and they have like student jobs. In both cases, you need to learn how to budget. And a disclaimer, I am not saying this from a scarcity mindset. I am the biggest also advocate for abundance mentality and that we attract money and money is energy. If you are comfortable financially or now you are in a pace in your life when you're just struggling between some student jobs, that's completely okay. And all cases should learn how to budget and should learn to have a healthy relationship with money. Because I always say this, money is energy. Imagine money is in a human and just like how do you act around money. And yes, you should not waste that money as a resource. You should use it to be a better person and to be in a better position or to help others. Okay? I'd say the first time, especially when I came back from the US, I was having a little bit bigger paycheck in the US than what I had when I came back in France, and that's normal. So I had a little bit of savings from my US journey and I came here and it acted like I have a limited funds, and 3 months later I checked my bank account and it did not make me smile. So I did myself a little bit dirty by just like spending with no thinking, I would just like Uber a lot, when I could have just like walked 20 minutes, I would buy a lot of unnecessary, I would say, things. Don't do that. Because, especially when you start to live alone, you have to know that you are on your own now. You have to know that an unexpected event may happen, and you have to know that you're an adult now and you have some bills to pay. So I would say budgeting would be chef kiss to have like a budget planner, but I would give you a little bit of my advice. First of all, just like I'm just gonna throw in some a little bit of my tips and tricks that I started using. First of all, it might sound weird, but like don't do your grocery shopping when you are hungry. You will end up buying a load of stuff that you don't actually need. You don't need everything on TikTok. You do not need everything that is aesthetic. You do not need every product that there is, and that's just literally not because of the money, just because of the value of overconsumption that is so normalized, sadly. And I just really want you to look at it as also that you don't actually need that, and you don't have to follow trends. Of course, if you love something, if you want to invest in that, go ahead and do it. But I think this little habit that we are used to, just like, okay, I'm gonna get that lip gloss because everyone's talking about it, but you open your drawer and you have like 20 other lip glosses. I just feel that this is really unhealthy to your budget, especially if you are in a limited budget, or as I said, if you have so many unexpected bills to pay. Eat at home. This will save you money and health, literally. So one thing about living alone, especially if you have a little kitchen, why don't you use it? Literally, try to organize your time, try to do your meal prep, and this will save you a lot of money. Instead of throwing sometimes your leftovers, if literally it's a good portion that you can eat it, you can just like freeze it or keep it for the next meal. That also and would help your pocket and also the environment, so you don't waste food. I don't think that's about finances, but why I wrote it there is have snacks on hand. Keeping some apples, protein bars in your bag. Ah, yeah, I remembered, because sometimes you're not really hungry, you just need a little bit snack. So I just got out from my class and just like I ate the apple, so I can a little bit hold until I get home and cook for myself and I have a little bit of energy. If I don't do that, sometimes I just end up going out to the nearest fast food chain or just like eat something very quick. So yeah, that's a good tip. Pay your bills on time. Try to do this. I always try to pay my bills first so that I'm literally not stressed, even though we should not be stressed about finances. I feel sometimes that we have to implement this mentality that if we go through the plan that things will go through the plan. That what I learned is that getting behind payments sometimes will come back and bite me. If I do it a lot, sometimes it's like, okay, I'm just not gonna pay this for this month because like I'm just gonna pay it later, and I have 2 rents to pay in a row and it bites me sometimes. Try to not use, this is literally off script, but I just remembered it right now. Try to not use like those payment plans like X4, X3 for just normal stuff, like for shopping clothes. Don't do that. Just don't. It's just gonna come and bite you later. And it's also, I have this mentality that in a stage of your life, if you cannot afford to buy 2 or 3 of this thing, just don't do it at that time, because it will sting you the next month when you have like -80, -$100, and you just didn't plan it. But you forgot that you shopped last month for something that you really didn't need. Just don't pay for things that you don't use. For example, sometimes go ahead and see if you're not paying for a subscription, a service that you don't use anymore, just cancel it, because there's a lot of money that goes there as well that we don't pay attention to it. I hope this little tips and tricks would make your financial life a little bit easier. Not like your financial life, but you're just like living alone financial situationships a little bit easier. Last section that I want to talk about is mental health and solo times. Living alone means a lot of alone time. I've learned through the years that too much isolation is just unhealthy. When I first moved out alone, I used to spend a lot, like literally days and even months without talking to anyone from the outside world, because like I was new basically, and also because it was near the pandemic. But still, it did affect my health. So my advice to you is literally focus on balance. Go out, maintain your social life. If you have good neighbors, meet them once in a while, but not too much to the point that you don't have time alone anymore. And also not isolate yourself. For the people who have like landlords, maintain a good relationship with that landlord. So yeah, that's about it. It's gonna be a lot longer than I expected, so I'm gonna cut it off very quickly with some safety advices. And if you need part 2, just let me know. I'm gonna do that for you. First and foremost, your door should only be unlocked when you are passing through it. I hope you know that. I've lived in buildings that literally are somehow very safe, so sometimes I don't lock the door until, you know, I'm about to sleep, and then I lock the door because there's like a lot of neighbors that they can come in, I can go to their places. Just don't do that. It can be unsafe. Don't tell everyone you meet that you live alone, especially if you're a girl. Just don't do that. Sometimes, you know, if you even invite some friends over, you feel it's a little bit risky. Just say, oh, recently someone's living with me, my man is coming over, I have friends staying with me for a while. Just don't let everyone know that you are alone a lot of the time. Don't invite just anyone. First of all, because of safety. Second of all, because this is your cocoon, this is your safe space. If someone has bad energy, literally it will harm and ruin the energy of your space. So be careful. Guys, my camera turned off and I just realized that the video is so long. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and proceed with my last advice. So last and not least, I would just say, enjoy it. Enjoy the ride of it. I would say the experience of living alone, it's, what can I say, the most amazing spiritual healing and self-growth journey that you will embark on, in my opinion. And as I said, you cannot experience any bigger love than the love that you have for yourself and for something inside of you. You cannot learn how to live with other people or love other people if you didn't learn first how to live with yourself, live with the being that inside of you, and love that person. And that's about it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. It's a little bit long, but I just hope it landed on the right clicks, on the right For You pages. And, let me know, what do you think? If you have lived alone and you have some advice for us, or you want to share your experience, let it down in the comments. Don't forget to come and see my diaries if you want on my Instagram page. And that's it. Subscribe if you want to see more of